All right, this tactic is actually broken. In my very first season with Chelsea, we didn't just win the Premier League, we dominated Europe and lifted the Champions League trophy. And here's the crazy part. This wasn't even supposed to be some overpowered meta tactic. I built it because my subscribers asked for a Chelsea system. But after seeing what it did, I had to test it with other clubs, different leagues, different squads, and it cooked. Goals flying in, clean sheets stacking up, average players performing like Ballon d'Or contenders. And the most surprising part? You don't even need Holland, because this is completely strikerless.
Today, I'm breaking everything down. The shape, the roles, and the small tweaks that make this tactic absolutely unstoppable on Football Manager 26 Mobile. The formation is a 4-3-3, but with a shadow striker instead of a traditional number 9. Why didn't I use a typical striker? Because most teams defend against a fixed striker. But when there's no striker to mark, defenders get confused, dragged out of position, and space opens everywhere. And you guys know me, I like experimenting, trying new things, just like my role model. Let's start with the goalkeeper. We're using the standard goalkeeper role, nothing fancy. Why? Because I want maximum defensive stability. That's one of the reasons we keep so many clean sheets. You can use any decent goalkeeper. He doesn't need to be world class, but make sure he has reflexes, aerial agility, handling, and good decision making. Center backs. Now, the center backs. We're keeping them as standard center backs because we need them locked in defensively. This tactic pushes numbers forward, so we need defenders who can stop counters immediately. Look for tackling, positioning, pace, and strength. Fullbacks. Very important. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We're using inverted fullbacks. This is a center-focused tactic, so instead of overlapping wide, they drift into midfield like extra defensive midfielders. This gives us central overloads and total control in the middle. For this role, use fullbacks with tackling, positioning, passing, and pace. In defensive midfield, we're using a roaming playmaker. Since we already have two solid center backs, we don't need a purely defensive destroyer. The roaming playmaker does everything. He defends, he progresses the ball, he links midfield to attack. Look for positioning, strength, tackling, passing, and creativity. Our two central midfielders are box to box. Like the name says, they move from one box to the other. They press, they support attacks, they track back. These players must be complete midfielders. Strength, stamina, passing, positioning, movement, creativity. They need to be good at almost everything.
Now the wingers. We're using inside forwards. Since we don't have a striker, they become our main goal threats. They cut inside, they attack space, they score. So they must have shooting, movement, decisions, technique, and most importantly, pace. That's why I signed Marmouche in this Chelsea save, because he fits this role perfectly. And finally, the shadow striker. This is the brain and the dagger of the tactic. You need to scout carefully for this role. He must have shooting, passing, movement, decisions, creativity, pace, technique, and dribbling. A perfect example? Cole Palmer. He finds space, he arrives late, and he punishes defenders who don't know who to mark.
Shape. Team mentality. Attacking. We're on attacking because this system is built to dominate. More forward runs, more pressure, more goals. Width is narrow. Narrow overloads the center. This tactic wins games through midfield control. Passing tempo, normal. Normal tempo keeps us balanced, fast enough to hurt teams, slow enough to stay in control. Creative freedom, expressive. Expressive allows movement and unpredictability. With no striker, we need players rotating and attacking space freely. Defense. Defensive line is balanced. We keep it balanced so we're not too exposed at the back. High enough to pressure, safe enough to avoid long balls. Closing down, all over. We press everywhere. No time on the ball, no comfort. Tackling, normal. We stay aggressive but disciplined. No unnecessary fouls. Offside trap is off. We don't gamble. We stay compact and defend properly. Time wasting, no. No time wasting. This tactic is built to dominate, not survive. Attack. Final third. Look for overlap. Even though we're narrow, overlaps create confusion and drag defenders wide. Work into the box. We don't force shots. We create high-quality chances. Run at defense. This makes our inside forwards and shadow striker aggressive. More dribbles, more chaos, more goals. Passing style, short. We keep the ball. We control the tempo. We suffocate teams with possession. And if this tactic is helping you already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Passing focus, mixed. That way we're unpredictable. Teams can't force us to one side. Goalkeeper distribution, short. We build from the back. No wasted possession.
And that's the tactic. Strikerless, aggressive, unstoppable. Try it in your save and tell me how many goals you score. If this cooks in your league too, I might have to test it with another big club next. See you in the next one.